Hello from Cleveland, Ohio. Today is Thursday, May 25th, 2023. It is 4:46 p.m. We are starting today's live stream near Gordon Square in the Detroit Shoreway neighborhood. I don't know where Gordon Square officially starts. I tried to look it up on the map and see if there was any specific designation. I'm choosing to pick near West 61st going westward. So you can see that way would be going toward downtown Cleveland. You've got a Save-A-Lot location over there. If you kept going like 20, 30 blocks, you would hit Hingetown, then you would hit West 25th, and then you would have the Detroit Superior Bridge to get into downtown Cleveland. And if anyone watched my bike riding video that I published this morning, but I actually rode the bike yesterday morning, that was on Franklin Avenue. So we're on Detroit. Franklin would be one street over that way, or I don't know if there's any side streets, but it's one main street over, and you have Lorraine Avenue. So I was kind of going past this area on the bike ride just over on Franklin yesterday. Yeah, this little pillar here is kind of one of the reasons why I started here too. I thought it was a neat way to show that Gordon Square signage. And I think it's a fairly small area, like only a couple of blocks, but the landscaping is very nice in this area. You can see the curb appeal, like they have, trash can, nice benches, small trees. And I'm going to try to walk on both sides of the street. Like I said, this portion shouldn't take too long to cover because it's such a small area, but I'll try to take my time and not rush through it. Looks like this area here is a parking lot for the Cleveland Public Theater. And the Cleveland Public Theater is, I want to say it's over there. I'm not sure what this building is on our left. One of the nice things about this area though is you do have some artwork, like you can see in the distance there. Got a mural on the side of the building. And then over near the Cleveland Public Theater you have another nice mural. It says Cleveland, Ohio, with a depiction of a person in the middle. And actually, since no traffic is coming, let me head on over that way, see if I can figure out what this building is here. Oh, so this, I don't know what they exactly do here. It says Rehearsal Hall, the church. And the signage here indicates that it also is part of the Cleveland Public Theater. Yeah, so maybe these are all rehearsal areas that they've acquired for the Cleveland Public Theater, because that says Rehearsal Hall, and then over there where it says Parish Hall, that also says Rehearsal Hall. So I'm pretty sure that's not like churches anymore. They probably just acquired the property. And this says public parking on the left, so I believe, I don't think you have to be I don't know, it's hard to say. I don't know if this lot is exclusive for Cleveland Public Arts people, or if you can just be visiting Gordon Square and utilize the lot. That's the sign I'm referring to when it said public parking. That would make me think that if you're visiting the area, you could just park there. Here's an up-close shot of the mural. TRD leathers. And then this is the exterior of the actual Cleveland Public Theater. I assume that these are advertising some of the shows or performances that'll be put on. So Station Hope, Saturday, May 27th. So this coming weekend from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And it says free and open to all. A community festival celebrating Cleveland's social justice heritage and exploring contemporary struggles for freedom and equity in the form of short theatrical pieces, storytelling, music, dance, and art installations, etc. Presented by St. John's Episcopal Church in Ohio City and the surrounding neighborhood. And then April 20th to May 13th at 7 o'clock p.m. Looks like they have different weeks of performances for Dance Works. Tickets at CPT are always choose what you pay because we believe art is essential and so are you. Tickets starting at $1 can be purchased online. Oh, so interesting. So it's kind of like one of those donation system things. Welcome, Kevin Ullman, to the live stream. I've never attended a show at the Cleveland Public Theater, so if anyone has, feel free to comment on what it's like. But yeah, any neighborhood that installs these type of curb appeal things or streetscape features, I think it's pretty cool. Another bench that's well kept. You have your bike racks. Even something as little as this, like the little thing that helps protect the plants, adds to the niceness of the atmosphere. You have a place here called the Tavern. So they have an indoor area, but you can see they also have an alleyway here where you can do outdoor dining. Now today it's like 54 degrees. It got a little bit chilly today. I'm wearing my light long sleeve jacket again. It's pleasant but a little windy, so it's not the type of day where people are going to want to sit outside. This building says engineers working for clean water, so that doesn't appear to be like a place for the public to visit. Here's a place called Gypsy Beans. So this is the corner of Detroit and West 65th. This is where I think of as like the heart of Gordon Square, like the main intersection. You don't necessarily have signage that indicates that, but it's like, again, it's a short, small area that Gordon Square encompasses. I'm going to briefly walk this way. I don't think I'm going to go much further than this driveway here. I just kind of want to make sure there's no businesses further down, or see if there's another parking lot. Oh, so they do have more public parking here. So Gordon Square public parking. So yeah, plenty of places to park if you need to. And then if you go about 2 blocks down, that's where Franklin would be. I'm walking back this direction because I see a mural, a little bit faded, but a mural nonetheless. This is the backside of that tavern, but they're advertising, I think it's the backside of that tavern, unless it's a different place. They're advertising pizza. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's related to the tavern. Here's the mural that I was referencing. I don't know if that's the title for it, if someone added that on. It says A Season for Change. Kevin said this reminds me of something. If you have time on Tuesdays, I volunteer at the Maltz Museum of Jewish Heritage. You're there from 11 to 2 p.m. I'll have to look up where that's located. Is that like a admission museum or free museum? I wasn't sure if you were suggesting like, oh, it's just something for me to do or some possible video I could do, because that's I'm always hesitant on. I think it'd be cool to show off museums, but I'm always respectful. I know like a lot of museums, they want to have people see it in person and not be shown all over video. That's why I never like take it upon myself to film a museum on video. Donuts and beer. Now, is this the location of Brew Nuts? I think it is. Yeah, it's hard to see the sign because we're so close to the border of the building. But what are their hours? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But they're early birds on some of those days. Although it looks like, let's see here. Today's Thursday, right? 6:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. So they should be open. Yeah, I think they are. So Brew Nuts. So they have some decadent donuts in there. I know it's hard, you can't really see through the shelf or through the window, but I'm trying to think. I guess they're a bar as well. I've had co-workers bring in donuts from Brew Nuts, but I never really thought much about the word brew. Yeah, I guess I should have read the sign up there, right? Donuts and beer. Donut mess with Cleveland. I like that. And then more of the outside benches here. Let's see. Gordon Square Arts District. So they're showing like a 15-minute walk encompassing this whole thing, and it probably is, but I don't know if this, like, I don't think this is all considered Gordon Square. Yeah, see, they're calling it like Lorraine Avenue Antiques District, Echo Village. You got the Edgewater area. You see, online I can tell Gordon Square Arts District, but I just don't know how far down Detroit they are calling it. I'm sort of including it in this little area from here, West 61st, to about there. So a very small area. So I'm going to try to cover that, and then afterward, I think if I have time and the signal holds up, I'm going to walk down West 65th and pop over maybe to Edgewater Park. George Gabriel said, "I'll be back in Cleveland at the beginning of June. I'd have a beer with you if you're down." Well, thanks for the offer. Feel free to reach out. One disclaimer though, I just don't drink beer. I've had like two sips of beer in my life. I'm like, it does nothing for me. But yeah, if you're want to see if you want to meet and say hi somewhere, feel free to reach out. I have you can either message me on Twitter, Instagram, or I do have an email listed on the YouTube channel that you could send an email to. This is the Druzy Dreamer, Rocks and Rainbows. And then what do we have here? I'm assuming that's cousin, like spelled a different way. I guess it could be cuisine. I've never honestly seen that word, so I don't know how to pronounce it. But some vintage clothing store. We've got shirts and shoes. Let's see what this next place says. Cool. I think it says Cool World. There's another word there, but I can't make out what it says. vintage clothing, gifts, and jewelry. So another interesting little shop. Let me read some of the comments that I missed. Kevin saying, oh, it's in Beechwood. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Beechwood, it's going to sound completely naive, but I'm like trying to think to myself, where is Beechwood on the map? I think it's out eastward, right? Usually transportation going far east is my main obstacle in getting out that direction. This is called Ocean Jewelry Studio and Boutique, and that storefront also extends over here. And then you have Lux Kitchen and Lounge. They don't appear to be, maybe they are open. I see someone at the bar there. I don't know what the hours are though. And then right here you have Pioneer Savings and Loan. Zytra says that they rode from Edgewater to Boston Mills on my 10-year-old Raleigh. Nice. The sun glare is going to be showing here, but I'm trying to even read what the sign says because the glare is so big. I think I need to go further this way, have the tree block it out. It says LGBT Community Center, Greater Cleveland. I think between Hingetown and Gordon Square, they're really big on accommodating and showing support for the LGBT community. There's another nice mural on the side of the building, Dream Big. And then, in my mind, I guess I would call West 69th. Now granted, I say this all the time with disclaimers. I am not like proclaiming like, oh, this is the area, but just in my head I feel like, okay, that's like the end point of what I think of as the Gordon Square Arts District, because then I think you get more into just like small little places like that, you know, churches, housing, and other areas. Oop, sorry. There's another mural on this side of the building. Seems to be like cups, plants, bottles. I don't know if, I don't know, I was gonna say it looks like a mini whale cartoonish version, but I'm not sure. Could be just a person, like one of those, what do you call that video game? Yeah, I forgot what the video game is called, but it looks sort of like one of those characters. But I like the whole colorful nature. Nature Girl says, love the mural. I'm gonna cross back over to this side of the street now. But yeah, further on down you get like a McDonald's and other things. So I mean, hopefully you understand what I'm saying. Like, you know, the small area we just passed, and then that differs from areas like McDonald's and Giorgio's. That's just like kind of normal neighborhood stuff, not part of a defined arts district. Looks like there's a realty place here on the left. There's a wine tasting bar, wine as in W-Y-N-E. Slow Union. Looks to be another clothing shop. Don't think they're open at the moment. But then there's Ninja City Kitchen and Bar. They have an outdoor patio for when it's nicer weather too. Let's see what's back here. I didn't know this theater existed. Ear West Theater. July 21st to August 8th, something called Bring It On. Pay what you can, or $20 standard ticket price. Let me try to get away from the music so I don't get a copyright thing for that. There's a First Federal location bank building here on the left. I didn't know they had First Federal Lakewood locations outside of Lakewood. So First Federal Lakewood in Cleveland. There's an ice cream shop called Lake Erie Scoops Ice Cream and Pie. Says they're open right now. Neat looking locker with a bunch of stickers on it. Next Level Skate Shop. Says store is closed at the moment for Memorial Day weekend. It looks like if you're into skating, that's the place you can go to. NLURC Resource Center, Nueva Luz Urban Resource Center. I'm not quite sure what that means. This next place is called Bombshell Cleveland, which is, if you just looked at Bombshell Cleveland, you probably wouldn't know what it was, but it's a salon. Then you have SP Leather. This may be an attorney place because it's talking about auto accidents. Yeah, Cleveland Injury Center. There's a Puerto Rican restaurant, Rincon Criolla, La Casa del Burrito. And then Super Electric. Whoa, what is this place? This looks like a food place, but they have kind of classic arcade things in there. See, like the pinball machine for the Simpsons, the M&M holding something, some neat artwork. I assume this is a place where you can eat and have dining, or at least something to snack on too. I'm gonna come back to West 65th, but first I wanna go back this way and show some of the stuff that I didn't get to initially. Let's see, we've got a Liberty Tax Service, some UCME Styles place, Blue, Abareno, Street Tacos and Tequila. See, some of these places, at first from the outside, I think to myself, oh, they must be closed. But then, you know, when I actually look through the windows, there's servers walking around. Okay, I guess that was kind of where I started, because remember the Cleveland Public Theater was there, so I didn't have to go too far down. This place here I don't know if it's going to be a future location because the windows are draped with something, but right there's a sign that says La Plala Fresh Seafood. Again, I don't know if that is a former location or a future location or just under renovation. All these places are playing music now. Gotta run away from it. Here's some more shots of that cool looking arcade. That's Super Electric. Then you've got the Capitol Theater. They're currently showing Guardians of the Galaxy 3, Fast and Furious 10, and Book Club Chapter 2. When you look online, oh, and they may also have the prices listed here. Oh no, it's just the show times. So like 7 o'clock, 7:15, 7 o'clock. Adults, it says $10.25, but here's where you want to go. Bargain Mondays, $5. So that's, if you think back to theaters that have been torn down, like the one in Brooklyn, Ohio, not Brooklyn, near Parma that was torn down, and also in Lakewood, the small theaters. By the way, there's a record shop here, and then also a barber studio here. If you think of those smaller theaters that were torn down in Lakewood and Parma, I kind of think of this as the last standing small movie theater that's actually showing films still. So now we're walking down West 65th Street. By the way, whenever I do this, I'm definitely looking both directions to make sure no cars are coming. The Shrine of the Mother of God, Refuge of Sinners. I don't know, I guess that's maybe a church location? It's hard to tell whether some of these places have been converted to something else. Here's a place called Toast, where you can eat and drink. I don't know exactly what they serve, but when I've ridden my bike by here, I know that they are a location. I don't know if they're open right now, but it says please enter through the side door. That sign there seems to indicate that the bar is from 4 to 11, so maybe it's bigger in the backside. And then you start walking into some smaller houses, look like the cute front yard. I like how they have the bunny rabbits and mallard. So even the houses seem to be partaking in the Arts District vibe. Where Snowbands Persist says, you've been hammering us with videos today. Yes, indeed. I don't want to say disappointed, but I uploaded that first video, Franklin Avenue, pretty early yesterday. Like, I had it uploaded to YouTube at 8 o'clock a.m. and even though it was an hour-long video, I thought that YouTube was going to be done processing it by afternoon or at least early evening, so I was anticipating releasing that one yesterday evening, and then I was going to release the Euclid one this morning, but kept checking up until like 11 p.m. yesterday, and that for whatever reason it wasn't ready. But this morning when I checked, it was ready, so published those 2 videos. If I'm not mistaken, I thought there was a pizza place coming up here pretty soon. Because to my recollection, if anyone watches or knows who Dave Portnoy is from Barstool Sports, but he also does those One Bite pizza reviews on YouTube. I think when he stopped in Cleveland, one of the locations that he covered on the channel was down this direction. Someone's got their own little backyard garden. Kevin says, I thought that Franklin Avenue video was from this morning. Well, it was kind of, it still had the same feel to that, but it was pretty much like 24 hours earlier, around the same time of day. Alright, so it looks like we do have the pizza place here. Not this place. This place is something vacant. But right here, Il Rione Pizzeria. And that place is pretty busy inside. They have a lot of customers at the moment. Yeah. Must be popular place. Let's see if they have an outdoor patio right here. Yeah, little outdoor area too for when it gets warmer out. And then let me cross back over because there's another restaurant over this direction. I didn't know about this one. I don't know if this one has been here or if it's new. I'm not sure what the significance of the bike rack is. I mean, the bike up there is. Maybe just a decoration for the bike rack. It does say rack. I don't know what the letter is below that. It's kind of like a red, white, and gold bike rack with a bench, and someone has their electric bike tied up to it. I'm assuming this whole location is belonging to Stone Mad, so that's a pretty big outdoor area and inside. Unique artwork. Oh yeah, I'll have to check up online afterward what some of these places make in terms of food. Zytra says Old Stone Pizza has been there for about 10 years. Thanks for the update on that. It's always hard because I don't frequent the neighborhood enough to know some of these places, how long they've been around. Plus, time flies a lot. Now we're going to continue going straight, but sometimes when I've ridden my bike in the past, so for example, if you watch the Franklin Avenue video that I did yesterday, I would get to Franklin Avenue and then 65th and then cut down 65th, ride. This is sort of going slight downhill, so you kind of coast. But you can ride and then you can make a turn down this street, go to the end of the street and make a slight left. And then you can enter the, I forget what the exact name is called, but we'll call it the Edgewater Bike Trail. It's not at Edgewater, but it's the trail, bicycle trail that goes along the shoreway. That's one way to get there, or you can follow what I'm doing right now and just keep on riding all the way down, because the trail also comes out this direction, and then you can either go left or right. Left if you're headed to Edgewater, right if you're wanting to go toward downtown Cleveland. Someone still has one of their skeleton dog decorations out. That sign over there says dog daycare, boarding, and grooming. I'm surprised, like, is this like a mini Little Italy or something? Because I'm seeing, like, you know, all these poles that are painted with the green, white, and red down this direction. And a lot of the houses are having references to Italian as well. And then you had, like, some of the restaurants that we saw earlier with those same references. The Edison at Gordon Square. And then this is where the lakefront bikeway is at West 65th. First, I'm just looking at this little artwork located here. And this looks like a map of the United States. So if you went to the right, you continue on the lakefront bikeway going to downtown Cleveland. I do have a video that covers, I believe, the entirety of that bike ride. For walking purposes right now, we're going to try heading over to Edgewater. See the Cleveland Public Theater referenced right there, where we just passed. If you're still watching this video and haven't already, don't forget to hit the like button or subscribe to the channel. So for anyone just tuning in, we began, the first 40 minutes were us by West 61st and Detroit Avenue going to around West 67th in Detroit, which is the Gordon Square Arts District. So we were showcasing everything there, and then we took West 65th from Detroit, going all the way down to near Edgewater Park now. It's not exactly a beach day today, with it being around 55 degrees, but I'm sure we'll probably still see some people at Edgewater Park. See the signage indicating which way to go which way. Interesting that the one sign pointing that direction says Gordon Square. I feel like we just came from Gordon Square. Oh, look at the old Volkswagen. Oh, you got another one of those Volkswagen vehicles here. What was there, like a car show this over here? And a little buggy. There had to be some type of little showcasing, right? I can't imagine those three vehicles would just happen to be near each other. I've seen those Volkswagens like on model cars before, and I always think they look so cool in the little like antique model cars, but I've never seen one actually in person. And I got to see two of them up close. It is going to be a little windier down here. So forgive me if the audio goes out a bit. Now that I'm walking this way, I see the American flags set up for Memorial Day. If memory serves me right, I think last year I had I'd either read about it or saw a picture someone took about these flags being up, probably for Memorial Day weekend. And I had wanted to stop by last year, but didn't have time. This year I just stumbled into it. Northeast Ohio Foundation for Patriotism. Try to take one picture here. The sun glare keeps on going in all my pictures that I'm trying to take with my little pen cam. See the Battery Park sign over there on the smokestack. Kevin says, I sometimes like to go down to Edgewater Park Beach to fish with my friend. I wonder if you fish by, you really can't see it from here. But I felt like when I did my tour last year, there was like an area you could walk out onto, and I think I saw people fishing, and it was somewhere that direction. Someone's flying a kite on the beach, it looks like. I see a couple of kites. I muted the audio for a second because of the music. So there's several kites. Oh, someone's actually, I don't know, is that a kite? You're out on like the water with it. Or is that just to help them? Like, I'm not familiar enough with if that's like a specific thing to do. But these two I think are kites that are actually on the beach, although that person's standing a little bit in the water further on down. that person, you can see a lot of times they're jumping, like the wind is so strong and the kite, and now they're laying down. Well, I would say a few times they're like being lifted off the ground. The only kite that I think I've ever flown, and it was actually at Edgewater, was, if anyone remembers the movie The Mask with Jim Carrey, for whatever reason we got like one of those stores when we were kids, we got a kite that was branded with Jim Carrey as the mask. Yeah, I remember us going to Edgewater Park and flying that around. It's always funner to ride downhill on the bike than it is uphill. When I do take my bike, if I'm leaving Edgewater and going uphill, I tend to do this hill instead of the one on the right. Because this is, I mean, it's a longer hill, but it's a little more steady. So yeah, you have to work for it, but I can still manage it. The one on the right, it's a shorter hill, but it just has that steepness that makes it a little tougher for me to get up. Try to see if I can get like a picture that includes the flag up close on the beach. I'm talking about my little camera that I have here. This is the camera, by the way, that I attach to my chest mount when I do my bike riding videos. Believe it or not, this thing, even though it takes pictures, the videos are the main reason I use it, because the pictures, anytime I do it, I'm like, I'm just not as fond with the pictures, which is crazy because the video quality is like exceptional on it. Maybe I just have because I primarily pay attention to the settings for the video, maybe I just need to fine tune some settings for the pictures. I think I'm talking to myself, right? I'm reading a comment here. Time to get an e-bike. by Chris Picorni. I'm like, that's me. Well, if anyone ever sees that, that's just either my brother or my mom, one of the two, is logged on to, I just stay logged on to YouTube on one of the computers. So that was them making that comment. I think it's kind of cool when and this was sort of unplanned, it just worked out this way, how a lot of my recent videos have sort of connected to each other in a way. Like, think of, if this pertains to people who have seen or watched all of my recent videos, but I did the one video showing the Gold Coast in Lakewood, and that touched on Edgewater a little bit, so it kind of came close to this area. But then, like yesterday, the Franklin Avenue to downtown, and then I kind of continued that with part 2, extending down Euclid and going down MLK Drive, and then now this one with Gordon Square and Edgewater. You know, all these areas, kind of, if you take those 4 videos, you can kind of form a map as if I almost did them all in one video, even though it was all separate. Welcome, Paula Baylor. Thanks for tuning in. If anyone thinks Edgewater Park doesn't look super busy, I promise you that it's probably because the weather is a little chillier. This is actually great weather if you're looking to do like a little jog or bike ride, because even me just walking like I am right now, let me flip the camera around. I seldom flip it around. Even me walking right now, you know, with this jacket on, I can feel myself, like I'm not cold at all. I'm like built up a little thermos inside me. I still don't know where that goes, and I mean, I see the sign that says Cadell neighborhood, but I've never taken it out to the other side. And if it is the Cadell neighborhood, I sort of view that as a neighborhood that isn't the most tourist friendly, so to speak. So I don't want to venture down into that tunnel. Since I've come this way, I might as well cap it off at the Cleveland script sign. That's why I'm headed this direction. The only Cleveland script sign that I've not been to yet is the one at Euclid Beach Park. When I had my bicycle with me yesterday, I was lightly contemplating, like, oh, maybe somehow I'll find my way that direction, but it was just too far out for some of the time constraints that I had. Want to know another clear sign that it's a little too chilly for most of the crowd to be hanging out at Edgewater? It's early evening and there's no one posing and waiting to take a picture in front of the Cleveland sign. Always one of the most picturesque shots of Cleveland, with the sign and downtown in the background and the Lake Erie. If you haven't already, and